here, and both these teams will be determined to bunch above their weights. A huge game here about to get underway. We're going to have a minute's silence. I'll explain why once that's completed. And as you can see, the poster there displayed in the crowd. The Kosovo basketball suffered a tragedy last weekend with the loss of one of their brothers, Gazmund Sinani, due to a car accident. I knew Gazmund personally. I had the pleasure to commentate on his games for Leeds Force in the British Basketball League this past season. And the death of Gazmund is definitely a loss to Kosovo. More importantly, it's a loss to the entire basketball community around the world. You'll never meet a man more of a warrior on the hardwood whilst being an absolute gentle giant off the court. He will be missed by all that met him, but one thing's for sure, he'll never be forgotten. Also, 3 other players in the Kosovan team injured, as well as a team physio in that accident. They're currently recovering in hospital, so all our best wishes go to those guys as well. And I'm sure that tragedy will impact the Kosovan team. As you can see, the Hungarian team are now being introduced to the crowd, and they definitely enter the game as favourites. However, if they can make it all the way to the World Cup finals in China, that would be history in the making. It would be the first time Hungary had ever made it there. They're ranked 23rd in Europe, so they might be considered outsiders for that, but they've definitely got the talent on the team to perform. Win tonight puts them through, and I'm sure their coach will be keen to get the job done in the first of their 2 games this weekend. Home team Kosovo are being introduced to the crowd. You can hear the noise levels rising here in the arena. It'll be a tough time for that roster with the tragedy that has struck them in this past week. I'm sure they've gone through some dark times. But that said, I imagine you will never meet a team more motivated to pay tribute to their fallen brother of basketball. And I'm sure they'll play with Gazmund Sinani in their minds throughout the 40 minutes today. There's been several nice touches from the Kosovan Basketball Federation. You can see the hashtag there, PeatiGaz15, for you Gaz, and his vest number 15 is what that translates to. So they are definitely playing for Gazmund Sinani tonight. Game's moments away, but first we'll have both national anthems. Seems to be just a slight technical difficulty once we've got over that. Here's the Hungarian national anthem. And now for the Kosovan national anthem. Never a more poignant moment for the Kosovo anthem, as their team will rally around the tragedy they've recently suffered. That will bring them together, both teams in their final little huddles before they conclude the usual pleasantries before the battle begins, exchanging gifts between the players before they hit the hardwood for the 40-minute battle ahead of them. And what a big game we have in front of us now. And the three officials that are going to oversee that game are Petr Harusa, Sergei Chebyshev and Nicholas Maestre from Czech Republic, Ukraine and France respectively. They'll have the honour of shepherding this World Cup qualifier. I'm sure they'll do a fine job for us, enabling us to have another huge game of international basketball here for you. We're now under 3 minutes away from the tip-off, and this is a huge game for both teams. I've spent half the week trying to do the maths so I could bring it to you. One thing's pretty straightforward. If Kosovo's hopes of staying in this competition are to stay alive, they need to win this evening. A loss instantly puts Poland and Hungary through to the second phase of qualification. However, it gets complicated if Kosovo win, and I'll take you through some of the maths shortly. But looking at the roster now, unfortunately the graphic there doesn't seem to be working, but I can give you some of the highlights for the Hungarian roster. It is stacked with talent, that's for sure. They will be looking for David Vojvoda to continue his impressive qualification performances. He's averaged 14.5 points, 5 rebounds and 3 assists per game, an absolutely huge player for Hungary. Also look out for Roscoe Allen. He's had a huge game in the reverse fixture of this one back in November, where he put up 10 points and pulled down 10 boards as well. Double-double there for him. And for Kosovo, it's a very different roster than will have been expected this time last week. Obviously, due to the tragedy, much has changed. So a huge amount lies on the shoulders of Darden Berisha, averaging 21.3 points, 4.3 assists and 3.3 boards per game. He has absolutely been a phenom, but he'll be looking for support from his teammates. However, 6 of the 11 players named today by Kosovo are yet to play a game in this qualification campaign. You can expect a heartfelt, determined performance tonight from the Kosovan team, but it's yet to be seen whether that will be enough to keep their World Cup dreams alive. As I said, the maths needed, it's quite complicated. Kosovo need to win tonight by 9 or more and win their game on Sunday against Poland, and hope that Hungary lose to Lithuania on Sunday. That will see them through. If they win by less than 9 tonight, they need Poland to lose to Lithuania tonight, and they need to beat Poland by 21 or more on Sunday. Now, as I said previously, if Kosovo lose tonight, that is the end, and that will put Hungary and Poland through alongside Lithuania to the second round. Coach Greenberg will have to challenge his team's emotions in the right direction if they're going to come away with the win, keep their hopes alive.
Or if you feel you can roll, fine, okay? This way he'll have a chance. If they switch, he'll be able to attack a 4-man, all right?
Some final words for his team. And coach Ivkovic will be keen to get an early lead here in Pristina, take the crowd out of the game, take the emotions down a little bit. Be very keen also to secure the win tonight and obviously take a progression through to the second qualifying phase. Conclude that this evening. They really don't want to leave it until Sunday. That really does take the fate out of their hands. You can hear the applause from the crowd, and the noise level's starting to rise as their team enter the floor. If you want to keep up with all the World Cup qualifying action, make sure you download the World Cup app. It will be the quickest way and the best way to stay up to date with all the latest news. And it's available both on Android and Apple. So make sure you go along and get that downloaded today. And while you are, I'm sure you'll be sharing the highlights from this game. And plenty more games to come on your social media. And if you do, make sure you use the hashtag #ThisIsMyHouse. Let's get that trending globally. Show the love for international basketball. That's a beautiful touch there. Can you see next to Coach Greenberg on the bench? We'll now have a minute silent for Gazman Sinani. Beautifully respected in the arena, and a lovely touch from the Kosovan team. Sanani's vest is draped over the first chair on the Kosovan bench. They've only named 11 players listed for this evening in respect for Gazman Sanani. They'll be hoping to do him proud tonight as we go to the opening tip here in Pristina. And the opening tip is won by Hungary. Ball into the hands of Pearl. They'll be wanting to get off to a quick start. Voda now back to Pearl. Nice little pick and roll there with Roscoe Allen. Hungary, nice patience inside to Allen. He's going to go to work in the low block off the glass. A nice early two for Roscoe Allen. He had a big game in the reverse fixture. He'll be looking to contribute again heavily this evening. Mehaj now to Castrati. Oh, beautiful swing round the screen. Can't quite get it to go. Berisha with the early attempt, but Kosovo will retrieve possession. And Mehaj now with the ball. Drives inside, looks to kick it to the corner. That's a tough shot. A little bit too much on that one for Berisha. And Hungary will come away at the races with the ball to Allen. Kicked out long. It's an ugly looking shot to start with. Voda couldn't get that one to drop. It will be a Hungarian ball on the baseline. Ball is inbounded to Roscoe Allen. Just a whistle on the floor. The feeling there's a technical issue. The scoreboard on the screen isn't representing the correct score. It's 2-0 so far to Hungary. I think the official's just checking, but that's going to be amended. As Pearl will wait on the baseline to inbound the ball. We're just waiting for the scoreboard to be corrected before we can proceed. Thumbs up from the officials and we're ready to go. Pearl now. Kicks it to Allen. Allen drives inside. Good defense, but that's a foul. Sakiki called for the foul as he drives to the basket. Allen's strong upper body. Draws the contact. He'll get himself to the line for 2 shots. Only averaging 57% from the line, though, so far in the qualifiers. Roscoe Allen, really the weaker part of his game. And it shows again, misses the first of his 2. Officials on top of their game today, making sure Mr. Allen has his jersey tucked into his shorts, all prim and proper. Back to the line for the second of his 3 throws. Drains the second. Extends the Hungarian lead out to 3 in the opening minute. Mehaj now for Kosovo. Oh, nice backdoor pass, and Castrati gets the 2. You can hear what that means for the crowd. I think we're in for a roller coaster night of emotions here, and the crowd are going to try and will their team on to the absolutely critical win now. Ryak now goes into the low post to Keller, back out to Ryak. Ryak inside. Sorry, Keller inside, gets a tough 2. Looked awkward off the glass, but gets it to go. Berisha now facing off against Ryak. Steps out of bounds. Good defensive footwork there by Allen. Forcing Castrati out of bounds. Quick thumbs up to the bench. No real surprise there. Look at that, just quick feet. Closing the lane off. Castrati just giving the officials a sly look for the call, but nothing there. Apologies for the on-screen graphic at the moment. Hungary actually lead this one 5 points to 2. Almost stolen away by Berisha. Hands in the passing lane. Ryak now kicks it out. Long shot for Roscoe Allen. Back of the iron and out. And Berisha grabs the rebound for Kosovo. Ryak. Oh, another great backdoor pass. Berisha with the vision. Beautiful backdoor pass there to Castrati, and he gets the 2. Reduces it to a 1-point game early on. Pearl trying to control things at the top for Hungary. Big screen by Keller. Pearl, little hesitation, and manages to go Grosha into the reach and in foul. Gets caught with his hand in the cookie jar. All on a slight hesitation dribble. You'll see it here. He's hesitated. Grosha's body movement brings him forward. Pearl goes to the basket for the 2. And 1 play. Basket's good. Pearl, a good free-throw shooter, averaging 77% from the line during this qualification campaign, and he drops the bonus point. Takes the Hungarian lead up to 4. At the moment, the graphic on the screen isn't matching the score. It's actually 8-4 to Hungary. Berisha from outside, and he drains the triple. Dardan Berisha. Such an influential figure for Kosovo. Keller now, little baseline spin, tries to find the cut from Allen, but it's wide. Rayak for 3. Is it going to drop? Oh my goodness me, the follow from Allen and the two-handed flush. He's certainly come to play this evening. He's up to 5 points personal now, Roscoe Allen. 3 rebounds as well. Zakiki kicks it to the wing. And we've got a wedgie there. Ball stuck up between the backboard and the ring. Dardan Berisha. That will go with the possession arrow. So Kosovo will get the ball back on the baseline. Mikash looking to inbound it. He'll have to go long to Berisha, who manages to keep it in the front court. Spreading the floor to give Berisha some space, and he dribbles his way to the hole. Can't quite get the drop. The crowd are fully into this one. Pearl now uses a screen set by Keller, drives inside, looking to kick it back out. Allen. Oh, wayward pass there by Rayak. Kosovo reading the situation well so far. Foul is called. We'll just wait to see who that's called on. Pearl's going to pick up first foul of the game for him. As we see Govens and Eilingsfeld come into the game for the first time for Hungary. Pearl will go to the bench on that foul. Allen also checks out of the game. Mikash now to Berisha. Such a threat from the perimeter, gives it up to Mikash though. Good ball movement, Berisha open for 3. Oh, he's drained another 3. Dardan Berisha, 2 big triples so far. Huge play from Berisha. He's gonna have to hit shot after shot tonight though. Ball inside to Keller, little right hand hook. Kosovo gonna have to make sure that they don't enable Keller to get the ball in his hands that close to the basket. It's pretty much a given 2 if you do. Kastrati to Zakiki. Can't get it to go. Zakiki just off on that one. The iron throws it away. Floats inside with the right hand. Voivoda, beautiful accuracy with the teardrop. Mikash now at the top. Zakiki setting the screen for Berisha to get him open, and Hungary are all too aware of the offensive threat that Berisha poses. He floats it inside, and the foul is called as Grosha goes up strong. It's going to be called on Darren Govens. Just checked into the game, picks up his first foul, and Grosha will go to the line for 2 shots. These World Cup qualifiers are Grosha's first senior caps. 25-year-old, 2'11" centre. It's a big man and a lot weighing on him this evening if Kosovo's World Cup dreams are going to stay alive. Connects with the first. Brings it down to just a 3-point game. Again, apologies for the lack of graphics on the screen. It's 11 to Kosovo, 14 to Hungary. 4:45 left in this first quarter. Had quite a balanced game so far. Grosha will come out on the back of those made 3 throws, and some appreciation shown there from the crowd. And into the game. Back comes Castrati. Sorry, no, into the game comes Kapiti. Voivoda now. Ailingsfeld. Back to Voivoda. Hungary showing some patience on the offensive end. To the corner, doesn't take the shot, drives inside to Govens. Ah, beautiful patience by Hungary there. They worked the ball well, waited for that open shot to come out, and it certainly did for Darren Govens. Beautiful pass out to the wing, and he's more than obliging as he drains the triple. Into the game for the first time is Norbert Toth. Kicking now, goes to Kapiti. Kapiti looking for some options, nothing there in front of him, so he comes back to Mikash, to Berisha for another 3, goodness me! Oh, I thought we were up for 3 triples in the opening quarter from Berisha. He's got such a quick release. Voivoda now, Hungary willing to play that patient game. Kosovo will have to stay on their toes. Ailingsfeld, back to Govens. To Ailingsfeld, he's wide open for the 3. Oh, nothing but the bottom of the net, and Hungary is starting to put a bit of a shooting masterclass on. And this could be the problem for Kosovo this evening. Hungary are averaging over 40% from the perimeter, whilst Kosovo just 25% from the perimeter in these qualifiers. Castrati to Mikash. He steps back out and hands it off to Berisha. Berisha being double teamed. To Kapiti, to Zikiki. Too heavy on that one, and Hungary will come away with it. I have a feeling that Kosovo will look to call a timeout soon. Out of the races, tough defense played there by Zikiki, but the foul's called, and that's going to send Toth to the line for 2 shots. The game is starting to slip away from Kosovo early on. They're down by 8, 12 to Kosovo, 20 to Hungary, 3:10 left in this first quarter. Toth can't connect with the first. Highlight performance from Toth so far in the qualifiers was the opening game back in November against Poland. Notched up 18 points and also ripped away 3 steals. He's not matched that since, but likely to get a bit more of an opportunity this evening as he takes Hungary's lead out to 9 points. Berisha now being guarded very closely by Kovac. And he intercepts the pass and will come away with it. Oh, and it's too hot to handle there for Ailingsfeld. At the moment, it really does look like Hungary are looking for the perimeter shots. They look to punish Kosovo from the outside, and you could see that's where Ailingsfeld wanted to go. He wanted to flash away to the corner to get himself open for the jumper. And it was just a slight miscommunication between teammates, and the offensive foul has been called on Zikiki. Hungary will make another change as Szilard Benka comes into the game. Yeah, difficult call there for the officials. Fair bit of contact between Kovac and Zikiki. We now have the graphics back on screen for you. Govens dives inside, hands it off. It's a baseline pass. Ailingsfeld has it ripped away from him. And the ball is out to Berisha. He comes up short with the lay-in. Probably the easiest shot Berisha's going to get this evening, and he can't quite get it to go, and Kosovo will pay for those mistakes. Music into the game for Kosovo now, guarding Govens here on the perimeter. Big screen, and the ball ends up in the corner for Kovac. He drains another 3, and Hungary are putting Kosovo to the sword. And Coach Greenberg has seen enough as he calls timeout. 1:53 left in the first quarter. Kosovo lead this one 12-24. And after a strong start by the Kosovan roster, they've struggled to stop Hungary scoring from the perimeter. Let's have a hear what Coach Greenberg has to say to his charges.
All right. You're at 4. You're at 4. Okay? You're at 5. Wait a minute. Grosha's you're at 5. You're at 4. Okay? Let's run. Let's run. 4 up. 4 up. Okay, now listen. I want to do it. All right? Grosha, I want you to start in this spot. Okay? In this spot.
Zone. Easy zone. Okay? And the trap. Pick. Fine. Catch. Pick. Trap.
Always interesting to watch how the coaches handle their rosters, and very cool and calm. Brad Greenberg for you. You wouldn't really expect much else of him. Such a storied history in the game. The 64-year-old coach was GM at the Philadelphia 76ers when they drafted none other than Iverson way back when. Didn't end well for him there. Had a tough season following that. The results didn't go his way, so he parted companies from the 76ers. But he's a huge amount of experience that he's bringing to this relatively young Kosovan roster. He's got a huge job on his hands this evening. Trailing by 12 with a little under 2 minutes left to play in the first quarter, but my goodness me, you're going to see the Kosovans dig deep. To Music now at the top with the ball. And Hungary trapping hard, as was suggested in their timeout. Kapiti now back to Berisha. Berisha looking for some space. He's got the mismatch he wants. And the foul is going to be called on Toth. I think Toth realised he had really no option there. He was always going to lose the foot speed battle with Dardan Berisha, so fouls him nice and early on the outside before he gets a chance to get in a scoring opportunity. And Toth will head back to the bench as Keller comes back into the action. Ball now to Kastrati. Oh, and he drains a 3, just what the doctor ordered for Kosovo. Kastrati takes his tally up to 7 points personal now. Out to Keller, to Govens. Hungary so patient on the offensive end. They just really do wait for the right opportunity. Ball now in the hands of Kovacs. Looks for the lane to open up, and it does. That's a tough move, but he gets the finger roll off the glass for 2. Music now. Kastrati. Kastrati looking to find some space and does well with the screen. It's always a difficult situation as a guard, getting the ball at the top, and you see the screen come up and the defender starting to hedge on it strong, but he's managed to get Keller to reach in on that one. Quite a soft foul for Keller to give up. Kapiti now to inbound the ball for Kosovo. Does so to Kastrati. Tries to split the defenders and does well. The foul's going to be called on Vojvoda. So far, the double team hasn't quite paid off for Hungary. Kosovo have dealt well with it so far. Kastrati will go to the line for 2 shots. Only a 50% free throw shooter so far in the qualifiers. String music though on the first of his 2 attempts. And the second brings it down to just a 9-point lead now for Hungary. And gives Coach Ivkovic something to think about as we come into the closing stages of this first quarter. Pearl now with the ball to Vojvoda as Kosovo drop back into a zone defense. Wide open in the corner, Vojvoda. Oh, a big 3 for David Vojvoda. Berisha will be looking to return the favour in what's likely to be the last possession of this opening quarter. The clock's down to 10 seconds. He shapes up Benker to try and find some space. Almost loses the handle, down to 3, but he's fouled, and it's a get-out-of-jail-free card for Kosovo. Berisha was heading nowhere, and Benker's going to get called for the foul. I think that facial expression from Coach Ivkovic sums up exactly how you'd be feeling. Silly foul to give away with only 2.2 seconds left to play, and Berisha heading out of bounds. Berisha hits the first. He's an 80% free throw shooter, absolutely clinical from the charity stripe. And the second. And Hungary now will have the ball on the baseline for the final possession of the quarter. And inbounds it quickly. They're not going to have enough time, surely. No, that's not going to count. Waved away by the officials. They took too long. It was a tough shot by Benka. He got it to go. But at the end of the first quarter, in what's been a back and forth affair, Kosovo 19, Hungary 29. This game is nicely poised. Here are some of the highlights from that opening quarter. That's the final shot of the quarter that got waved away by Benka. We have a 10-point ball game. Kosovo got out to a strong start, but unfortunately got pegged back. World Cup qualifiers taking place across the globe. A huge weekend of basketball ahead of us. So many fates of so many countries are in the balance, none more so than we have here. We're one quarter down, and Hungary lead this one by 10. They'll be happy with their first quarter performance. They'll see it as 10 minutes closer to progression to the second qualification phase. Whereas Kosovo may see it 10 minutes closer to exiting the 2019 World Cup qualifiers. Kosovo must win this evening. The rest of it might get complicated, but the simple fact is, if Kosovo lose this evening, both Hungary and Poland will have secured their progression to the second round. Update from the other side of the group. In Gdansk, Poland unable to come back into that one. They ended up losing that one at 61-79 to Lithuania. Keeps Lithuania with a perfect record, but put Poland's progression to the second round in the balance, as are the two teams here, Kosovo and Hungary. But we are ready for the second quarter here in Pristina. As Benka inbounds it to Vojvoda. Interesting to see Kosovo still sitting in a zone. Vojvoda now to Pearl, little fake, steps in, long two, comes up way short on that. Always interesting to see a team drop into a zone when the other team is shooting well from the perimeter. Usually one of the weaknesses of a 2-3 zone is giving up the space outside for shots. Coach Greenberg seems to think that might slow things up. Castrati now. He's fouled by Benka. He picks up his second personal foul, and the all but too familiar image of a basketball player putting his hands up to plead innocence after clearly fouling someone on the other team. Nikash now. Castrati. Castrati looking for options, nothing there so far. He'll take it himself, drive inside. Gets the ball kicked back to him. Castrati back inside again. Oh, he looked to go for the two-handed dunk, and he is clearly blocked out there by Keller. What a great defensive play, certainly not in his house. Pearl now to Vojvoda. Ailingsfeld, long three. Off left with that one, and it's knocked out of bounds by Keller as Castrati was trying to secure the rebound. Oh, what a beautiful defensive play there by Arkosh Keller. Hustled his way back Beautiful body control, and the applause you can hear is from the Kosovan supporters to see Berisha back in the game. He really is by far and away their biggest offensive threat. Mikash now looking for options, nice little hesitation, drives inside, kicks it to Berisha. Berisha trying to find some space, feeds it back inside. Beautiful patience by the Kosovans. Big rebound by Grosha, can't get it to go first time, can't get it to go second time. Who will come away with it? Mikash corrals another offensive rebound, but it's off the foot of Vojvoda. The shot clock will reset to 14. It'll still be a Kosovan ball, and what a frenetic phase of play that was. Dardan Berisha so instrumental on the Kosovan offense, as scorer as well as provider. He's averaging 4.3 assists per game, and Kosovo make the mistake as it's inbounded to Mikash, can't hold on to it, it's out of bounds, so Hungary will take possession as Vojvoda brings it up over the half. Being guarded by Tomusic. Alan now back into the game and sets the screen for Pearl. Little two-man game, and Alan goes strong. Looked like he was fouled, but the referee's right there. Nothing called, just good defense. Vojvoda for three. Another air ball. That's a couple of missed shots by the Hungarians. Can't quite get their sights in this second quarter. And that's Alan going inside. Oh, a clean block actually in the end by the Kosovans. Just straightforward good defense. Berisha just taking a stand, and now here's Berisha on the other end for Kosovo. Oh, beautiful footwork. Gets the two to go. Such patience and anticipation really there. Just read how the defense was going to play it and used it to his advantage. Alan receiving the wolf whistles. In fact, the whole Hungarian team receiving wolf whistles from the crowd here. Vojvoda with a teardrop. No good, and Kosovo will grab the defensive rebound. They really are on the ascendancy. Mikash, mid-range jumper, and drains the two. Beautiful shot by Mikash. Leonard Mikash brings it down to just a 6-point ball game now. And the Kosovan crowd are making themselves useful for their home team. Vojvoda goes to the baseline, comes back out to Pearl. Skips it wide, long three, looks like a flat shot there by Kovacs, can't get it to go, but Hungary managed to corral the offensive rebound, and it's back in the hands of Vojvoda. And that's really quite a sensible foul there by Tomusic. The last thing he wants is a low post defensive play against Keller. He was only ever going to give up the points if that was the case, so foul him early. Don't give him the easy two. Alan now to Govens. Kovacs uses the screen from Alan. Alan rolls away for the three. Beautiful fake, drives inside, close to the basket. Blocking foul's going to be called. Just a split second too late. Music read the play well, but his footwork wasn't quite quick enough to get across and get himself set. That will send Alan to the line for two shots. Replay there clearly shows the foul. That's his second foul of the game. Second team foul of the quarter as well for Kosovo. And you have a feeling the Kosovan crowd are going to play their part this evening. They're going to try their hardest to influence this game. Alan misses another free throw. Back of the line for his second, and gets the second of his two to drop. Definitely a part of the game that Roscoe Allen will need to work on. It's tough to be such a high impact player if you're not able to hit free throws at a high percentage. Mikash now. Kapiti, that's a tough pass, but Kostrati just holds on to it. Shot clock down to 10 though, and Berisha gets hold of the ball. Nice little change of direction, but it's stripped away, and the ball is stripped back, and the shot clock's reset. Oh, nice strong play there by Kapiti. Kapiti goes to the line tough, so he goes to the basket strong and just such a soft touch. It's always a difficult skill to learn as a big man. You're used to playing with all your strength and power and then being asked just for the delicate touch, a 1-foot floater. Kovacs drives inside, Allen drives inside, back out to Govan now. Govan shoots the three, off to the right. 5-point ball game with 5:40 left in this second quarter. Berisha trying to shake his man, breaks his ankles, shoots a three, my goodness me! Darnam Berisha pulling all the tricks out of the hat, breaks his ankles, takes his time, sets the three, and does he? Yes, he does, he drains the three. Berisha on fire so far here this evening. Up to 13 points personal, 5 assists, and more importantly for the crowd here, they're within 2 points with 5:32 left in the second quarter. You hear the crowd there cheering Darnam Berisha's name, and no surprise that Coach Ivkovic calls the timeout. If not to change things, just to really hit a reset button, break the momentum that Kosovo have developed here in this second quarter.
Go! You run the court
They've
hard.
outscored Hungary 9-1 in the opening 4.5 minutes of this quarter.
You're on the glass.
Huge swing in fortune.
Hey, great job, fellas. Great job.
Coach Greenberg just praising his team there. It's pretty much more of the same from his point of view. The issue you've got is there's a huge amount of weight on Darnam Berisha's shoulders, scoring almost 50% of the points for Kosovo so far this evening. Can he carry the country on his shoulders? The crowd here are determined for him to do it. Governs now for Hungary. Goes past Mikash, but Mikash recovers. Keller now at the top, looking for options, trying to find Voivoda. Voivoda gets open, beautiful offense there, but the offensive foul is called on Keller, not stationary for the screen. Such a timing situation for those players. As a big man, you want to roll, but he's gone too early. He's lent into that one, and he's caught Castrati, so it's a turnover ball, and Kosovo have an opportunity to tie or potentially even take the lead here in Pristina. And imagine the noise levels if they do. Pity now. Goes it inside. Nice backdoor pass to Berisha. Oh, he's missed a layup. So the offensive rebound is there, and they've tied the games. Kapiti gets the 2. He's up to 4 points personal. And the Kosovan crowd are on full form now. You hear the whistling and the booing ringing out. They're intent on disrupting the Hungarian offense. Voivoda now with the ball on the outside, being guarded by Mikash. Voivoda, a little hesitation, drives inside, hands it off, nothing there so far. Toth will look to go again, and that's a shot clock violation. And that's the impact the Kosovan crowd can have. Tough to communicate in such a loud environment, and Tough turns the ball over and gives Kosovo the chance to take the lead. No heads up there on the Hungarian team. And 4.5 minutes left to play in this second quarter, and we have a tied ball game, 30 to Kosovo, 30 to Hungary, in what is a FIBA atmosphere here in Pristina. Kapiti sets the ring, Mikash splits them, inside Grosha. He's fouled by Toth, I think, and he'll go to the line for 2. Beautiful play by Mikash as he splits the defenders and really throws the Hungarian defense into disarray. I'll be interested to see how long Coach Ivkovic continues with doubling and hedging on the screens, or whether he just asks his team to play straight up. So far it hasn't worked, and that made 3 throw means that Kosovo have taken the lead here in Pristina, and the second extends it out to a 2-point lead now. Kosovo in full force, momentum on their side. Pearl now slowing things down. Kosovo have outscored Hungary 13-1 in the second quarter. Pearl long two, and that's what they needed. Something to settle the nerves, something to lower the decibels here in the arena. Pearl now up to 5 points personal. Mikash looking for Berisha. Berisha comes out to find it. He's being guarded by Kovacs. Looks to go inside, but is stolen away by Allen. Allen's looking to go coast to coast. Rejected by Kapiti and kept in bounds. But it's come off the hands of Toth, so it's going to be a Kosovan ball. What a huge play. Look at that block. He's gone up to the top floor and said, "Not in my house." Hungarian coach is not happy with the call. He thinks it's gone off the hand of the Kosovan, but the officials say it was off Toth, so it's going to be a Kosovan ball on the baseline, and they'll make the change as Toth comes out of the game after a tough few possessions for him personally. Mikash now to Castrati, to Berisha, being harassed by Kovacs. Pulls the trigger on the three. Oh, comes up short, but it's rescued. Nope, out of bounds. And that's the trouble you have. The Hungarians know Berisha wants that quick release three. They're all over him. Gubbins now brings it up over the half. Hungary continuing to be patient on the offensive end. Pearl passes it round the corner to Allen. A little too heavy with that one, but the rebound is there for Ailingsfeld. Back to Kovacs, to Pearl, and Hungary will reset, but there's only 5 on the shot clock. I'm not sure they're aware. It looks like Pearl might be. Gets it up, can't get it to go, and the little man, Mikash, the smallest player on the court, pulls the rebound down to Castrati for 3. Oh, and the floor here is on fire as Castrati drains the triple. The entire Kosovan crowd on their feet for that one, and you could feel them willing the ball into the basket. A huge shot by Castrati. He's out to 9 points personal. And Kosovo are out to a 3-point lead into Allen. And the foul is going to be called on Erjan Castrati. Third team foul of the quarter for Kosovo. It means so much for the Kosovans in this game, and there's so much emotion in the arena due to the tragedy that they suffered last week with the loss of Gazman Sanani in the car accident. They really are playing for him. Shot goes up, Ailingsfeld now, out to Pearl. Pearl sets his feet for 3. Oh, drains the 3. This really has become a shootout here in Pristina. Mikash advances it over the half as that bucket takes Pearl up to 8 points. Castrati inside, tough move. Kapiti a little bit too heavy, the lane opens up for Keller. He floats inside but blows the finger roll. I think he was a little bit too open, taken by surprise by how open the lane was, and can't get the easy 2. Mikash, that's a tough fadeaway, oh my goodness me! I don't think there's a coach in the land that would advise that shot, but Mikash has drained it. Unfortunately, a little bit too much enthusiasm on his part on the defensive end, and he's called for the foul. That is a tough shot by Mikash though. At pace, tries to come to a jump stop, but still fading to the side. Drains nothing but net for the 2 and gives Kosovo the lead once again as we are about to enter the final minute of this second quarter. And my goodness, we've had two huge quarters of basketball here as Ailingsfeld miscommunicates with his teammate, and it's straight out of bounds on the pass. Another turnover, and Kosovo will call the timeout as Coach Greenberg wants to make sure that his team make the most of this final 1 minute and 7 seconds of this second quarter. And as you can see on the back of their jerseys, it says all you need to know. Pertigaz 15. That roughly translates into, for you, Gaz, and references Gazman Sinani's number 15 jersey, who sadly lost his life last week, and who his teammates are determined to get the win for. Let's have a closer look to the timeout.
Here. All right? E here. Aaron, you're going to set a little ball screen. He's just going to get by you.
Vigyáztok, lehet, hogy ez a double screen lesz. Igen. Jó? Arra 4-es a switch, okay? 4 switch. Okay, speak. I'm a maestro.
Yeah, as expected, Kovic is looking to change up their defensive system. Instead of hedging, they're now going to switch on the screen. It'll be interesting to see if that makes an impact, because the Kosovans really have flourished whilst the Hungarians have hedged on the screen. So a wry smile there and a wink to the officials from the Hungarian head coach. So much in the balance for both these teams, but still time to enjoy the sport and enjoy the spectacle. And no matter how deep you get into this game, you always understand what a privilege it is to be a coach or a player at the highest level. Important to enjoy every moment that you have, either on the court or on the sidelines. And these two teams are certainly doing that this evening and entertaining a jubilant crowd here in Pristina. Final minute of the second quarter. Berisha can't get it to go, and Govans will grab the rebound for Hungary and advance it up over the half. Once again, Hungary will take their time on the offensive end. Looking to run some clock, and the shot clock drips down to 10. Govans drives inside to Pearl. Pearl fakes a three, steps in for the long two. And the foul is called on Capiti. Interesting to see that one. He looks like he just stepped forward. Not sure how much contact there was there. It'd be interesting to have a look. Mikash runs out. Capiti looks to help. Yeah, caught his hand on the way down. Good call by the official. Pearl will go to the line for the two. Pretty good free throw shooter. Gets the first to drop, and Pearl had a big game back in February, dropping 15 points and grabbing 5 rebounds against Lithuania. Unfortunately, weren't able to win that one, but he definitely has it in his locker to produce some big performances, as his second free throw ties the game. 39 seconds left on the clock. Not sure where Kosovo will go the 2 for 1. Doesn't look like they will. Looks like they'll slow it down and just run a strong offense in their 24. Capiti now. Ball comes back out to Grosha. Back to Mikash. They're being patient on the offensive end. Down to 10. Ball in the hands of Castrati. Calling for some screens. Gets a double screen. It's down to 4 though. He needs to get a shot off. Can they get the shot off? They can, but they can't get it to count. And Roscoe Allen will bring it back quickly the other way. And Berisha will foul him as he reaches in to grab the ball. I'm waiting to see what the call is. I'm not sure it's going to be an unsportsmanlike. We'll just wait to see how the officials call that one. It's a borderline call. Has he just looked to break up the transition, or is there a real play at the ball? No, it is just a regular foul. So that will send Allen to the line. Double change for Hungary as they bring in Kovacs and Benka. The final 11.1 seconds of this second quarter. Allen connects with the first. And the second ties the game. Sorry, extends the Hungarian lead out to 2 points. Takes his personal tally to 7. The foul is called on Pearl. Unnecessary foul there, really, and giving Kosovo the opportunity to tie the game back up. Oh, in fact, no, Hungary have only just picked up their 4th foul, so actually a smart foul. Leads some clock out, 7 seconds. Ball in the hands of Berisha, crosses up Kovacs again, goes in for the 2. Can't get it to go. Beautiful tip volley by Capiti. And that will tie the game as the clock runs out. And that really is a fair result as Capiti receives congratulations from his teammates and a slap round the face from Coach Greenberg. It was a congratulation. He's had a strong first half here in Pristina. as the game enters the half-time break. 39 to Kosovo, 39 to Hungary. Looking at some of the statistics from the first half, and there's your tail. Hungary dominating inside, big 62% for them, but Kosovo shooting beautifully from the outside, 42% from the perimeter. Rebounds, assists, steals, reasonably balanced game so far, but it really has been how Kosovo have lit it up from the outside. Hungary had a rich vein of form from the outside as well, but it really has been Kosovo shooting the lights out to stay in the game this evening. But the stats tell you exactly what you need to know. The most important stat, though, is the scoreline. And at the moment, 20 minutes into this game, 39 to Kosovo, 39 to Hungary, as the game lies in the balance for both of these teams. It really has been a battle from start to finish here in this first half. And he really has been the man to look at. Dardan Berisha, that was the first of his triples, but it certainly wasn't the last. He's hit 3 in the first half, shooting 37.5%. He's also got a couple of boards and 5 assists to his name. Only 1 personal foul, but he has played all but 1 minute and 10 seconds in that first half. Will he be able to play a 38-minute game at that level? I think that will be the linchpin of whether Kosovo can come away with the win this evening. Alongside him, the big support has come from Erjan Kastrati. He's got 12 points to his name. He's 2 from 2 from the outside and 2 from 2 from the line. It's also been a big part of the Kosovan game. They're yet to miss from the free-throw line. They're 8 from 8 from the charity stripe so far this evening. And that's really been the tale of the first half for Kosovo. For Hungary, they had a strong first half. They finished the first half up by 10 points. Led that one 29-19. Off the back of a reasonably balanced offense. But the second quarter really wasn't their best run of form. Zoltan Pearl leads them with 10 points. Supported by Roscoe Allen, who has 8 points and 3 boards to his name. And Eilingsfeld has done a good job on the boards for Hungary as well. He's got 5 rebounds as well. But it really has been a very tight contest so far in Pristina. And as I said, it's so critical, the game this evening for Kosovo. Their whole future in the 2019 FIBA World Cup hangs in the balance. If they lose this evening, their World Cup dream ends here. And Hungary and Poland will secure their progression through to the second round of qualification. However, there are a couple of ways Kosovo can still qualify if they win tonight by 9 or more and win their game on Sunday against Poland. Then they will, and hope that Hungary, also lose to Lithuania on Sunday. They will progress through to the second round of qualification. They can also progress if they win by less than 9 tonight. However, they'll need to have Poland lose tonight to Lithuania, which they did, and then they'll need to beat Poland on Sunday by 21 or more points. So that's a big ask. Kosovo need to win tonight. That's the simple fact. And that man there, Dardan Berisha, has done absolutely everything he can to make that happen. He's had an absolute fire first half. 13 points personal, 5 assists, 2 rebounds in what has been an impressive first 20 minutes of action. Make sure you join us for all the action of the second half in this critical World Cup qualifier here in Pristina in Kosovo. Welcome back to Pristina in what has been a great opening half of action in this critical World Cup qualifier between Kosovo and Hungary. We're tied at 39 apiece after 20 minutes. And where will we be at the end of 40? As I said, this is critical. For Kosovo, they lose, they're out. For Hungary, they win, they're through. However, if they lose, the hopes are still alive. But it makes it a nice, complicated Sunday for us all to get out our calculators and do some maths. So let's see which way that heads for us. Interesting opening half. It really was the tale of two different styles. For Kosovo, they relied on their starting five. No points from the bench, but Dardan Berisha stepped up. 13 points, 2 boards, 5 assists, hitting 3 from 8 from the perimeter, 37.5% from out there. He's had a big first half, much to the delight of the crowd here. He was supported ably by Castrata, 12 points, and he's also hit 2 from 2 from the perimeter as well. But as I said, they've only had 5 players score points. That is in contrast to Hungary. Team basketball all the way for them. 8 players already on the score sheet. Pearl with 10 points leading the way. And Roscoe Allen's got himself 8 points and 3 boards. Absolutely an interesting tussle we have here. Give you some of the stats on Kosovo. So far in the European qualifiers for this World Cup, they're the only team that's averaging less than 10 assists per game. So it does show they do create their own offense. But tonight's game, half-time, they've already got 9 assists. So they've almost done their full game quota in the first 20 minutes of action. And it doesn't bode well for Hungary that they're yet to win a game on the road in these World Cup qualifiers. They'll be hoping to break that curse this evening. Other update from the other side of Group C. Earlier this evening, Poland took on Lithuania in Gdansk. And Poland left that one without the win. 61-79 in favour of Lithuania. That keeps Lithuania top of the table. 5 wins, no losses. Poland slipped to a 2-win, 3-loss record. Whilst Hungary at the moment, 2 wins, 2 losses. Kosovo yet to pick up their first win. They'll be hoping this evening will be that first win. And as I said earlier in the game, the emotions are running high here. As you see on the back of the warm-up jerseys of the Kosovan players. Perti Gaz, that's for you, Gaz. They lost one of their fellow teammates last weekend to a tragic car accident. Also 3 other teammates injured and the team physio injured in that one as well. But tonight they play for Gazman Sanani, their fallen basketball brother. And I'm sure he will much approve of the performance they've put in the first 20 minutes of action here in Pristina. 20 minutes left on the clock. And for the team there and Coach Greenberg, they'll be hoping it's not the last meaningful 20 minutes of action for them in this World Cup qualifying campaign. They want to give the crowd here in Pristina something to cheer about, because my goodness me, the crowd have made a noise in this first half. They've made it difficult for the Hungarians to run an offense, drowning out any communication that the Hungarians will want to be making. As you see there, there's Coach Kovic for Hungary. His team are already on the floor, ready to go. And he'll be demanding a big 20 minutes from his charges. And that's Castrati. He had a big opening 20 minutes for him. He had 12 points. More importantly, some big plays at some critical moments in the game. And we're here ready for the second half now in Pristina as Kosovo get things underway. Zikiki now to Nikash. Nikash looking to go inside to Castrati, finds the cutting Berisha. Oh, beautiful pass by Berisha to Grosha. And Grosha oblige with the 2 off the glass, and that's Berisha's 6th assist of the evening. Can do it all over the floor, that man. Pearl now kicks it to the corner. So Allen comes back up to Pearl. Kosovo happy to drop off their slightly looser defense. Pearl to Vojvoda. Vojvoda drives the baseline, floats the teardrop and gets it to go. You have a feeling this really is going to be a back and forth, up and down game. Strap yourselves in for a roller coaster second half. Grosha now to Zikiki. Nikash to Berisha. Berisha takes it at the top, being guarded by Toth. Nothing there though. Berisha steps back for the 2, couldn't get it to go. So that was Benka guarding Berisha, not Toth. And here comes Vojvoda, goes coast to coast, and Zikiki's going to get called for the foul. First team foul of the quarter. stopping Vojvoda in full flow. And Zakicki picks up his second foul of the game and sends Vojvoda to the line for 2 shots. Nothing but the bottom of the bucket on the first one. That takes his personal tally up to 8. Just waiting for something to be clarified between the officials before he can come back to the line for his second.
Zakicki, 4th foul.
Just a correction that we needed on the fouls. Zakicki, 4th foul. Just need to confirm that for you. And that is indeed his 4th foul. They're just confirming who that foul was going to go on to. Kostrati now to Berisha. Berisha looking to drive the baseline, and the foul is called on Benka. That's his 3rd, and be a out of bounds ball for Kosovo. Just caught with his hand, hip checking in. Not going to get away with that one. Easy call for the official there. And that sends Benka to the bench. As Keller comes in for Hungary. Pitti also comes into the game for Kosovo. Pitti getting that put back 2 in the dying seconds of the first half to tie the game up. Kostrati inside, pulls up for the 2 at the free throw line, no good. Rebound by Grosha. Berisha now drives inside, high off the glass, gets it to go! Dardan Berisha and 1. That knowing nod from Berisha. Just found the seam, you'll see it here, little crossover, finds the seam to exploit. Gets himself to the glass. Moscow Allen picks up the second foul and puts Berisha at the line. That free throw gives Kosovo the 1-point lead and takes Berisha up to 16 points personal. Vojvoda now as Kosovo sit in their zone. Keller sets the screen to Vojvoda. Steps inside, gets the ball to drop. Tough play by Vojvoda. He's up to 11 points personal. As Hungary now take the lead. Berisha, beautiful change of direction. And it really is that simple when the game's played at this level by a player like Dardan Berisha. Kovacs caught with his hands in. And it literally is that change of direction, and it's cost Kovacs another foul. It's the 3rd team foul of the quarter, and we're a little over 2 minutes in. Likely to indicate Kosovo should get some easy points from the free throw line. Mikash now looking for some space. Goes to the corner, Kostrati short with that one, and Vojvoda reaches up for the rebound for Hungary. To Pearl, who slows it down. Hungary really have played a purposeful style of offense here this evening. Allen drives the baseline, easy 2, beautiful move by the big man. Just floats to the basket for the finger roll. He's up to double digits. Takes the lead back for Hungary. Kostrati now looks to drive inside, floats up, tough move there. Great defense by Hungary. Keller gets the rebound quickly out to Vojvoda. Behind the back to Pearl, back to Vojvoda, to Pearl for 3. Off to the left, and Kostrati grabs the rebound. Berisha now with a twinkle in his eye as he lines up Vojvoda, looking to fake the 3, drive inside, pull up long 2. Short with that one, had to take a flat trajectory due to the defense from Hungary. Vojvoda inside, and the foul's going to get called on Kopitti. Vojvoda floated it up for the alley-oop. Certainly would have been a highlight play for Keller, but the foul's called on Kapiti. We'll see it here in closer detail, and yeah, he's put his hand on his back and just put Keller off balance as he was going to launch for the alley-oop dunk. Vojvoda now inbounds it to Allen. Hands it back to Vojvoda, and you do have to be impressed how consistent Hungary have been. Pick and roll for Eilingsfeld to come up short with a little left-hander. Kostrati now uses a screen from Kapiti. Almost loses the handle, but gets it to Berisha, who goes inside to Kapiti and gets the 2. Beautiful patience by the big man. And a veteran head on young shoulders, just 18 years old. Darden Kapiti playing a huge part in tonight's game. He's up to 8 points personal. Also got 4 boards to his name as Pearl puts up the long shot. Grosha can't grab the rebound, but it's rejected by Kapiti, and Grosha falls to the floor. Is the travel going to be called? No, he manages to get it out, and Mikash now will come away at the races to Berisha in the corner. Kostrati! He's short with that one. And you heard the gasp from the Kosovan crowd. Can Hungary keep it in bounds? No, they can't. He just gets it to Berisha inside, but the foul is going to be called on Pearl. As Kapiti almost went up for the 2. And the momentum and the flow of the game just slightly sits with Kosovo at the moment. It's moments like that where there's a loose ball, it's thrown back in, and Berisha reaches for it. And the foul is called on Pearl. Sorry, Kovacs picks up the foul. That's his second. Kosovo looking to inbound the ball, and Music can only throw it into the hands of Hungary, and they're out at the break, and Eilingsfeld pulls up for the short 2. No good off the glass, but the foul is called. The foul's going to be called on to Music. Be a baseline ball for Hungary. 5:13 left in the third quarter, and Hungary hold that narrow 1-point lead. Vojvoda puts it in long to Eilingsfeld and gets it handed back to him. Drives inside, steps back for the 2. Beautiful play by David Vojvoda. Big 2 for him, and Hungary's lead is out to 3 points. Berisha now trying to weave his way inside, comes out to Kostrati. Kostrati floats it off with a left hand. It's such an awkward play for Kostrati, but he gets it to go. Music fighting his way through the defenders to stay up with Vojvoda. Eilingsfeld picks up his dribble, almost loses it, hands it off to Kovacs, who quickly shovels it along to Vojvoda. Long 3, breaks it off the glass. Eilingsfeld is rejected. Once again, a big play by Darden Kapiti. Berisha lining up Kovacs. Pulls the trigger on the 3. Off right this time for Darden Berisha. His offense has slightly dried up in this third quarter. Only 3 points to his name so far. We're hoping to add to that before this quarter's out. Vojvoda now. Oh, beautiful pick and roll to Eilingsfeld, and it's going to be called a blocking foul. Unfortunately for Kapiti, didn't manage to get his feet outside of the restricted area. Charge zone. So no alternative for the official but to call that a blocking foul. Let's have a look here. Yeah, no, clearly inside. Eilingsfeld exploited that well and gets himself to the line for 2 shots. Only a 56% free throw shooter so far in these qualifiers though, so not the comfortable territory for Janos Eilingsfeld to be. And to Music, comes away with the rebound. Comes back to Kostrati now. To Berisha. Berisha, he's fouled by Kovacs, and Kovacs will sleep well this evening, let's put it this way. He's been charged with chasing Dardan Berisha around the floor as hard as he can, and sometimes just chasing a little bit too hard in that case. He's shows some disappointment at the officials, but only his second foul. That'll send Berisha to the line for 2 shots. Berisha's had some huge performances in these qualifiers. He's had 19 points in the first game against Lithuania, 22 points against Hungary in the second game, 23 points against Poland in the third game, and here we are in game number 5, and he's currently up to 17 points personal now with 3:30 left here in the third quarter. I'm feeling he might have his highest score of the qualifiers this evening. Pearl now with the ball for Hungary. Goes to the corner, tough shot, in and out. Where's the rebound going? It's into the hands of Govens. Hungary once again patient. Pearl will drive inside, out to Keller. Govens catches it, 2 seconds left. Can he get it off? Yes, he can. It's no good though, and the rebound battle is tough, but Zakicic gets it back for Kosovo and into the hands of Tomusic to Castrati. As you'd expect, they're trying to find Dardan Berisha, trying to get him a mismatch, but can't this time, and Benka's now charged with guarding him, and it's into the hands of Tomusic, and he drains the 3 from the corner, and that will put Kosovo into the lead. With a little over 2.5 minutes left in this third quarter. That's his first score of the game. Govens backing his way, spinning his way, out to Ailingsfeld, to Keller. Trying to find some space, Benka now to Govens, shot clock down to 3. Is Govens going to get it off? He does get it off, but he's fouled.
Govens and 1.
Tough play there by Zakicic. Should have kept his hands to himself. There was no way that Govens was going to get a good shot off, and he was hoping for the get out of jail, and that's exactly what Zakicic provided him with. And Govens will head to the line for 2 shots. Yet to miss a 3 throw in the qualifiers. Let's have a look. Yeah, hand across the wrist, got onto the ball to start with, but then as Govens moved across the wrist. Hungary with a narrow 1-point lead. Both teams in the team foul situation now. Coach Greenberg not happy with the officials on that last call. That Govens 3 throw extends the lead out to 2 points now for Hungary, but the game really isn't a balance. Now remember, one of the key numbers for Kosovo is 9. They want to win by 9 or more points to take the head-to-head over Hungary. Kapiti now trying to work in the post. He dishes it off to Berisha, but it's come off Berisha and it's out of bounds. So it's going to be a Hungary ball. And clearly off the hands of Dardan Berisha. Govens now. Ailingsfeld. Back to Govens, and Hungary will probe and prod at the zone defense of Kosovo. Let's see if there's any weaknesses there, and it's out to Pearl, and Pearl will come back to Ailingsfeld, and Ailingsfeld hits the depth but manages to get to avoid Voda. Shot clock down to no time at all, and that's great defense by Kosovo. And the appreciation from the crowd is clear as you hear the noise level rise again, and they really were an integral part of Kosovo in the first half. The noise the crowd were producing definitely impacted the game. 1:23 left here in this third quarter. Hungary lead by 2. Tomusic now trying to shake Vojvoda, pulls the trigger on the 3. Too heavy with that one, and Pearl will grab the rebound. Not a great shot selection there by Tomusic. Ailingsfeld to Govens. To Pearl. Pearl now back out to Govens. Govens will swing inside. Ailingsfeld wide open for 3. Oh, big shot by Ailingsfeld. drains the three and extends the Hungarian lead out to 5 points, takes his personal tally to 8. It's 2 from 3 from the perimeter for Aidensfeld. To Music now. Kosovo will really want to score before the end of this third quarter. Shot clock down to 6 though. Can Music find some space? He's going to pull the trigger on a 3 himself. A little heavy on that one. And Hungary will get the final shot of this quarter. If they're smart with the ball, that is. The clock ticks down to just 10 seconds left, and Govens wants to go one-on-one with Music. Keller sets the screen. Govens to Vojvoda, almost throws it away. Down to 3 seconds. Can Vojvoda find some space? No, he can't. Can Berisha? The buzzer goes before Berisha manages to get it away. And that's advantage Hungary on that quarter, winning that one by 5 and leading overall 52-57. The visitors lead over the home team Kosovo, and Kosovo's hopes are starting to fade in this World Cup. They need to come away with the win, but at the moment, at the end of the third quarter, they trail 52-57.
Mikor nincs semmi, pa menjetek közepe. Sokkal
Looking at some of the statistics, Hungary deadly inside, 64%. That's really where they've done their damage. Welcome back to Pristina. I can definitely recommend the FIBA World Cup app. It is absolutely essential piece of kit if you want to stay up to date with all the latest World Cup news. It's available on both Android and Apple, so you've got no excuses. Download it today and you'll be able to keep up to date with statistics like these. Kosovo shooting deadly from the free throw line, 10 from 11, 91%, but Hungary getting it done inside, 64% from 2 points. That's a great percentage for them to be shooting, and Kosovo really will have to step up a few gears now in this final quarter. They must win this game, and it's going to lie on the shoulders of that man, Dardan Berisha. He only scored 4 points in that quarter. They'll need a much bigger contribution from him in the final 10 minutes if they're going to walk away with the win. And remember, if Kosovo don't come away with the win, that's the end of their World Cup dreams for the 2019 FIBA World Cup. Ideally, they want to win by 9 or more. That sets up a very interesting Sunday evening of basketball for Hungary, Poland and Kosovo. But back to the action here in Pristina, and Hungary get the final quarter underway. Pearl now with the ball at the top. To Govens, open for 3. Oh, what a way to start the final quarter. Govens nails the wing 3. Hungary out to an 8-point lead. Kosovo will be very keen to make sure it doesn't open up too wide. They don't want to give themselves too much of a hill to climb back of, and that's Govens up to 9 points personal. Averaging 10.5 points and 3 rebounds a game so far in qualifying. Darren Govens, this is his 3rd game in the qualification process, and great defense by Hungary there, denying the inbound ball, and you saw Coach Ivkovic behind the inbounder screaming and shouting his team to pick the pressure up, and they did, and they got the turnover. You get a feeling Coach Ivkovic wants to try and clean this game up early, get out to a big lead early in this final quarter and cruise to the victory. Govens in the corner. Oh no! He drains the 3, and you can hear the air rush out of the arena here in Pristina. Kosovo's hopes of survivals are starting to fade, and it's that man, Darren Govens, who's come to play. Back-to-back 3s to open the final quarter. Berisha, Castrati, too heavy with that one. Who's going to come away with a rebound? Pearl battles 3 Kosovan players to secure it. Gets it into the hands of Vojvoda. And in the blink of an eye, Hungary's lead is out to double digits. 52 to Kosovo, 63 to Hungary. Vojvoda, Pearl, right-hand teardrop. gets the roll, and everything is going Hungary's way. And Coach Greenberg left with no option but to call a timeout with only 1 minute and 19 seconds gone in this final quarter. He needs to stem the flow and stem the flow fast. A much needed timeout for Kosovo there. They really need to stop it and stop it quickly. Let's have a listen in to what the plan is.
All right. Watch. Let's run at a zipper set, Darden. You start with the ball. Bring it over. Kel, you got to get open.
Hey, alo. Jeruma, nici când e gol. Leto nici kičivo kivnek. Le čamdazno, bez barmit. Küzepe, megvagyunk. Figyelj, time out tudjunk játszani egész nap. Csak mit a második fél idők, ha kizárjuk, 5-en megyünk, lepottonunk, semmi problém.
Interesting timeouts there to listen into, and very different ends of the spectrum at the moment for the Hungarians. They're in the driver's seat. They lead this one comfortably, 65-52, and they can almost feel their first foot into the second phase of qualification. For Kosovo, a very different story, and Dardan Berisha so desperate to make it through to the second round. But he can see his team's dreams of World Cup glory starting to slip away. They need to win this game. They lose, and that's their qualification dead and buried. They'll need to carry on all the way to the end. They want the win, and you can see the passion from the players out there. Here's Berisha with the ball going up against Pearl. Pull the trigger on a three, quick release. A little bit heavy on that one. The battle under the basket is won by Kapiti, and the ball comes out now to Nusic. Nusic can't quite get it to go, and the foul has been called on Kosovo. Wait to see who the foul's on. I think it's Kapiti that's been called for the foul. It's going to be a baseline ball for Hungary, and it's plays like that that edge Hungary further and further towards the second qualification phase. Governs now. Screen set by Keller. Ailingsfeld hands it off to Voivoda, being chased hard by Castrati, mind you. Back to Ailingsfeld for the one-handed jam. Poetry in motion, a Hungarian offense there. As Voivoda finds the flashing Ailingsfeld, who obliges with one-handed hammer. Castrati now uses the screen set by Grosha. Skips it across court to Nusic. Drains the three, and that is exactly what the Kosovans needed. Unfortunately, the on-screen graphic isn't correct at the moment. I can keep you up to date with the scores, though. Kosovo 55, Hungary 67 at the moment. 7:15 left on the game clock here in Pristina. Governs now, little shake, fakes inside. Out to Pearl, Pearl for three. Comes up short on that one, and the ball goes over the backboard now to bounce. That'll be a Kosovan ball. 12-point ball game here with a little over 7 minutes to play. Do Kosovo have anything left in the tank to make a challenge for the win here, or will Hungary secure the victory and secure their passage into the second phase of qualification for the 2019 FIBA World Cup? Mikash now moves it across into the hands of Tanusic, and an offensive foul is going to be called on Berisha, pushing off the defender. And you have to give credit to the Hungarians this evening. They've locked down on Berisha, and you'll watch it here. He does push Kovacs off with that left arm. It's a tough call, but it's the right call. Pearl now at the top. Ailingsfeld sets the screen and flashes to the basket, goes to the corner to Kovacs, who comes back out to Voivoda. You have a feeling Hungary are going to time manage the game now. Voivoda, Kovacs, spin move inside, off the glass, a little bit too heavy, but Ailingsfeld grabs the rebound and comes out. Didn't touch the ring though, so shot clock violation. So Kosovo will get the ball back. Apologise for the lack of on-screen graphics at the moment. 6.5 minutes just under left in this one, and Kosovo trail 55-67 against Hungary. Berisha now with the ball at the top, being guarded by Kovac. Trying to find his way to the basket. Good defense by Kovac. Steps back for the long two, in and out. And that really has been one of the big influential factors here in the second half. In Pristina, Hungary have locked out the marksman for Kosovo, Dardan Berisha. He's only scored 4 points in the second half, and that's a beautiful pass. And unfortunately, Roscoe Allen couldn't quite get it to go for Hungary. Berisha, oh, what a bullet pass inside. Too hot to handle, though, for Kapiti. Slightly off the mark as well for Berisha, through with such pace. Yeah, a little bit high for Dardan Kapiti to hold on to, but he's had a huge night as well. 8 points and 5 boards to that young man's name. Dardan governs now with the ball, hands it off to Vojvoda. Vojvoda trying to find some space and tries to shake to Nusic. Sorry, Mikash hands it to Keller, who does what he does best, in a heavy-handed, two-handed jam to finish it off, and that's a lovely pick and roll. Pure textbook basketball there by Hungary. Mikash now. And Roscoe Allen called for the foul. Didn't hedge quite heavy enough to stop Mikash from getting round. Vojvoda goes to the bench. He's had a strong evening's work, 13 points and 5 assists to his name, but such an important part of the Hungary team. Averaged 16 points a game at Eurobasket. In the corner to Berisha, can't get that to go, and Keller will come away with a rebound. The Hungarian coach isn't happy that Berisha even had the opportunity to shoot the ball. And the score, I'll keep you up to date with it. At the moment, Hungary lead by 14, little over 5 minutes left to play. Sorry, little under 5 minutes left to play. 55 to Kosovo, 69 to Hungary. You have a feeling now, Roscoe Allen picks the foul up for Mikash there, that the Hungarian team are going to be more than happy to time manage out this final 4:47 and secure their advancement to the second qualification phase. Pearl inside, two-handed, can't quite get it to go. Rebound by Keller, and Hungary will take the full 14 seconds on the resetted shot clock. Into Allen. Allen secures the ball deep inside the paint, can't get it to go. Keller tries to follow. There ensues a battle under the basket, which Berisha will come away with. Looks up, gets it to Nusic. Nusic fakes the three, takes the three, drains the three. Big play by Michele Temusic. His first game in the World Cup qualifiers, and what a huge game he's had so far. Takes himself up to 9 points personal and just over 17 minutes of action. Keller now going up against Grosha. He'll hand it off to Gubbins. Gubbins will shoot the three. Short with that one, and the rebound is in Temusic's hands. 11-point lead at the moment for Hungary. Haven't quite done enough to stretch it to a comfortable lead. Kosovo certainly have some firepower in their team, none more so than Dardan Berisha, and Pearl caught reaching in there, and foul is rightfully called as Roscoe Allen goes to the bench. And Eilingsfeld comes back in. It's a defensive move by Hungary. They want to secure all their defensive rebounds. Vojvoda into the game as well. Mikash drives inside, looks to kick it out, but he's fouled by Eilingsfeld as he drives to the basket. Yeah, clear foul for the officials there. Eilingsfeld really not caught square, and hands down into the body of Mikash. It's going to be a baseline ball for Kosovo, and they really do need to score, and score in a hurry. The impetus is on them to drive the flow of the game. Mikash now to Berisha. Catch and shoot, Dardan Berisha. Too heavy for that one, and my goodness me, Hungary absolutely locked down the defensive end there. That was a team boxing out exercise. Almost perfectly textbook defense there. No way Kosovo were going to come away with the rebound. Vojvoda now drives inside, battles with Kapitian, draws the foul, but the young man has really made his mark on the international scene already. First game as a senior international player, but he's absolutely lived up to it. 8 points, 5 rebounds. Played almost 30 minutes of the game. He's really put a shift in. Grosha now will check into the game though, as Kapiti will go to the bench. An 11-point lead for Hungary, a little under 3.5 minutes left to play. And Vojvoda is at the line for 2 shots. Vojvoda had a great game back in November against Kosovo in the first window of qualification. Scored 20 points, grabbed 7 boards, dished out 5 assists. He's had another strong night tonight. 14 points, 5 assists, 2 boards to his name in a little under 30 minutes of action here in Pristina. Mikash now for Kosovo, and if they're going to make a move, they'll have to make it soon. It's into the hands of Tomusic. He shoots a 3 and hits another 3. Michalis Tomusic takes himself up to double digits. He's up to 12 points personal now, and he's refusing to lie down. He's going to take this battle all the way to the final buzzer. Vojvoda now slowing things down as it's down to just a 10-point lead. Eilingsfeld back out to Govens as they run the shot clock down to just 6. Govens from outside, but he's fouled by Castrati. That will send Govens to the line, I think, for 3. Let's have a look at this replay. It certainly will. The old adage, don't foul a jump shooter. Castrati certainly didn't listen to that one, and the foul is called. Keller will go to the bench for Hungary as they bring in Benka. Important 3 throws here for Govens, and Grosha maybe went a little bit too heavy. He misses the first. 2.5 minutes to play, a 10-point ball game. And the fate of Kosovo hanging in the balance. A loss tonight sees them leave the competition. The final game on Sunday against Poland will not mean anything for them other than pride. And it's off the hands of Castrati, so it's... In fact, there's 3 free throws, so they're fighting for a pointless rebound, I think. Or is it? No, it is a baseline ball now for Hungary. As Govens hits 1 of his 3. Benka now fakes the 3, comes back out to Govens. Kosovo really do need to apply a little bit more pressure than this. They need to try and force some errors from Hungary. Oh my goodness me! Eilingsfeld with the poster, the one-handed jam. That is going straight to the highlight reel. That is one way to finish a dunk like that. And you feel the energy in the arena just drain away. The Kosovans just taken aback by this move. Such power right on top of Grosha. And that puts Hungary out to a 13-point lead. And is that breaking the back of the Kosovans now? A little over 2 minutes to play. Is that a bridge too far? Vojvoda floats inside, right hand, and gets another 2 points. Vojvoda has absolutely been clinical this evening. He's up to 17 points now. Sorry, 15 points, shooting 50% from the field. Strong performance. Tomusic inside, feeds it to Grosha. Foul is called, and Govens will get called for that, and Grosha will go to the line for 2 free throws. Keller will come into the game for Kovacs. As Govens picks up his 2nd foul, and Grosha goes to the line. Too heavy on his first. Connects with the 2nd. for a 14-point lead now with 1 minute 40 left on the game clock. It really looks like this could be a little bit too far for Kosovo to go, and this might be the dreams of FIBA 29 World Cup fading, and that's hammered home by Keller on the alley-oop pass. And that really does sum up this second half. Hungary have been clinical and forceful in the way they've played the game. A loss tonight will be the end of the World Cup dream for Kosovo. They still have one more game to play, though, as they'll host Poland on Sunday here in Pristina. And Hungary will head back home to take on Lithuania on Sunday. The other game this evening here in Group C was in Gdansk, and Poland were unable to turn over Lithuania. Lithuania winning that one 79-61. So a win tonight for Hungary will see them progress through to the second phase of qualification for the 2019 FIBA World Cup.
Far side.
Let's have a quick listen here to Coach Greenberg, see if he's got some magic left in him.
He's got it. Grosher, you're here, all right? I want Mikhail, you're here. Okay, Leo, you're here.
Méltó módon befejezzük, jó? Nem kell, nekünk ez a szint, hogy nyerünk ilyen meccsek, és nem kell, tudom, szuper voltatok, extra, bravo. Csak tovább is, csak a nyugalom, jó? Szépen, civilizált módon, onnan jutunk, jó?
So two timeouts there, very different timeouts. Coach Greenberg trying to get the Kosovans fired back up, see if they can make one last push. But surely it is a step too far. Hungary lead this one 78-62, 1 minute 20 left on the game clock. And Hungary can sense that they have made a big move this evening here in Pristina. If they can close out this win, that secures them a berth in the second qualifying phase, which will commence in September. They've still got the business, though, to finish on Sunday when they'll take on Lithuania on their home court. Berisha now fading inside, trying to feed it into Glosha, but the ball's knocked away, and Hungary will scoop up the loose ball, and they'll just look to time manage at the end of this game out. And the man with the ball in his hands, Voivoda, has had a huge game, 17 points and 5 assists for him. Govens has really lit up this second half. He's on 13 points, 5 assists and 3 rebounds. And Hungary really have had a strong second half here. And that really sums it up as well, as Filipovati drains a 3 and extends it out now to a 19-point lead. The scoreline doesn't really reflect the competitive nature that we've had here in Pristina. Kosovo have put everything into this game. They've really put their hearts and souls into this game. And Tomusic grabs himself another 3. He's up to 15 points in just under 21 minutes of action. He's had a huge game this evening here in his senior debut for the national team. He hasn't played so far in the qualifiers, but he's really staked a claim for a future vest, as we see Govens looking to run out the game clock now. Shoots a way downtown 3. Too much on that one, and the iron spits it back out. But Kosovo have played with heart and passion, and obviously in the back of their minds, their fallen brother Gazman Sinani, who sadly lost his life last week in a car accident, will have provided motivation, and I'm sure he'll be looking on wherever he is and looking down on his teammates, and he'll be proud of the effort and the performance they've put in a Kosovan shirt, in a Kosovan jersey that he cared about so much. He'll be proud of his teammates, and they've absolutely done him proud this evening here in Pristina. But the World Cup journey for Kosovo has ended. They can no longer make it through to the second phase of qualification, losing this one here 65-81 against Hungary. But for Hungary, they'll head back home for their game on Sunday against Lithuania, knowing that they've already made it through to the second phase of qualification, so they can play a little bit more at ease. The final score here in Pristina: Kosovo 65, Hungary 81. Looking at some of the statistics, and the 61% shooting from the field for Hungary is very, very impressive. The 37% from the 3 isn't bad for Kosovo, but it was a lot higher earlier on. Hungary won the rebounding battle, and that was key. They also played a higher brand of team basketball, moving the ball well, 24-16 in the assist battle there. But the big man for them was Vojvoda. 17 points for him. Berisha did it best in the first half, but Hungary locked him down in the second. Arden Berisha will leave with 17 points personal. He had a big game. And the other top scorers for you there, Govens had 13 for Hungary, Eilingsfeld 12, and Tomusic 15 for Kosovo. A big World Cup debut for him, bright things in his future, you have the feeling. But here in Pristina, the crowd exit slightly disappointed. They'd hoped to see Kosovo keep their World Cup dreams alive, but it wasn't meant to be this evening as Hungary win this one 81-64. And you have a feeling that this tribute here is to their fallen hero, their falling teammate, Gazman Sinani. A beautiful tribute to them, but they're the Hungarians paying tribute to the Kosovans there. They've enjoyed their night tonight. They'll look to obviously focus now on Sunday's game. The key in these World Cup qualifiers, the thing that makes it even more exciting, is that every single game in this first qualification phase counts. There isn't any easy games, there isn't any dead rubbers, there's no pointless games. You want to win every single game, because every single result carries forward to the next round. So Hungary will want to win on Sunday against Lithuania. If they do, that will put them on a 4-2 record going through to the second round, which gives them a very strong chance of booking their tickets to the World Cup finals in China. And that man there has really helped them this evening. David Vojvoda was in fine form. He's had a big performance. 17 points, 2 boards, 6 assists. And he's been helped across the board by his teammates, though. They've had some strong performances and played a great team style of basketball. Only 3 players didn't score for them, and they had 5 players in double digits. Eilingsfeld with 12, Govens 13, Vojvoda 17, Roscoe Allen 10, Zoltan Pearl 12. And so really spreading the love. Hekos Keller had 8 points, 7 boards though. So huge performances across the roster. And for Kosovo, some big games for them. Dardan Berisha, 17 points, only able to score 4 in that second half though, and that was telling. But he got 17 points, 9 assists, 3 boards and a steal to his name. Big night for Erjon Kostrati as well, 14 points, a couple of rebounds and assists to his name. And Mikhaili Tomusic, his World Cup debut will be one to remember for him. 15 points and 3 rebounds in 21 minutes. That's a big performance for him. And Kapiti, the 18-year-old big man, will be happy with his shift. 30 minutes on the court, 8 points, 5 rebounds for him. And a steal as well to go along with 2 blocks. But not enough for Kosovo. And it's all too little too late for their World Cup dreams, as their hopes fade this evening in Pristina. They can no longer make it through to the second qualification phase with the loss here, whereas Hungary and Poland this evening have secured their progression to the second qualification phase. There's 2 more games on Sunday in Group C. As I said, Hungary will take on Lithuania at home, and Kosovo will welcome Poland here to Pristina to finish off the action in Group C. And as I said, no game is a dead game. So Kosovo will enter that game, obviously knowing they're not progressing, but a huge amount of pride, passion and emotion still on the line for that one. So I'm sure that will be a great game against Poland. And Hungary, Lithuania, both those teams will want that win. Lithuania will want to leave Group C with a perfect 6-0 record. And if Hungary can secure that one, that will move them to a 4-2 record, which is a strong position entering the second qualification phase. But we've had a great game here in Pristina. It was close in the first half, but the Hungarian defense stepped up to another level in the second half. Thanks for joining me, Mark Mills, and we'll see you again soon.